Now, Aries compatibility with Aries. Now, these are two initiative fires. And of course, these are new ways of feeling and seeing through reality. So, when you got two zodiac signs, which are Aries and the Aries compatibility, these two signs are based upon impulsiveness, acting without thinking. And of course, the way you think and feel about your partner will basically be a representation of you because this is the same element. Two different spirits, but the same element. And it goes real deep into the perspectives as if you don't like certain things about this partner, that means you don't like these things about yourself because this is like a mirror to mirror type of thing. It's like you talking to yourself basically. And your actions and your reactions is based upon how you present yourself and based upon how y'all present yourself in packs. Now, first thing first, the sun is exalted in Aries. So, of course, the sun is your actions, which you're consciously pushing out and what you're consciously aware of. So, of course, the way you're expressing yourself and presenting yourself is in an extreme way, which means it's in a passionate way, which means it's in a strong, sensible way. And you already know this is fire. Fire burns. Fire is hot. So their modality is steam. Now, when you got two zodiac signs that's presenting this, this is heat. This is too much heat. It's already a fire in the building. You adding more heat to the fuel, it's too much fire. And the thing is, too much fire causes explosions. So, of course, there could be a whole lot of head-to-head collisions because you know Aries govern the head. So y'all can be going head-to-head all the motherfucking time. Y'all relationship can be very, very turmoil. And it can be very detriment depending on how them spirits is being controlled in that motherfucking body. Now, the relationship can work out if y'all come to an agreement. But if y'all can't come to grips with each other, and y'all always headbutting each other and going head to head with each other, then of course this thing won't work out. Because see, look, Aries falls in Cancer, and Cancer is cardinal. Aries is cardinal. Capricorn is cardinal. Libra is cardinal. Now, Libra is opposite motherfucking Aries. And Libra is based upon emotions and feelings and sensuality. And of course, this is at odds with a Aries and the Aries. And of course, you got Aries exalted in Saturn. So of course, when it comes to your responsibilities, y'all will have to act on these responsibilities and take it very slow. Even though Aries don't really like to take it slow, they like to move fast and speed things up and get right into the bizag. It may be very hard for these two zodiac signs to coincide with each other, especially if y'all not agreeing with each other, especially if y'all can't come into grip by working with each other. But of course, these are two strong, powerful ass zodiac signs. Y'all can run the motherfucking world and run the globe, and of course, present themselves in a huge way, whether it's dealing with relationships, family, or people, groups, and friends. Goes very deep though. But of course, teamwork make the dream work. And of course, the Aries hate teamwork. They like to be seen in a way where they can just basically do it themselves. They don't really like the crowds unless they got something to present or express themselves to. So when it comes to that crowd shit, if the fire is not really, even though most of them don't really give a fuck about attention like a Leo, so your Aries will pretty much not really care about how you see or how they present themselves in front of you. They just gonna basically do the shit because they impulsive. That's cardinal fire. Cardinal fire is the one are the trendsetters. They like to start the shit out, and that's the spring equinox right there. And of course, we just like to get straight into business. Now, see a Leo loves the attention. Leo loves to be center stage. Aries don't really give a fuck about that. I'm gonna just do whatever the fuck I want to do, with or without the crowd. And I'm gonna just walk off, and I'm gonna basically do the same shit again tomorrow in another motherfucking crowd, without having the motherfucker searching around to see whether or not I did this shit right, did this shit nice. I don't give a fuck how you see me, motherfucker. I'm coming at you in a different perspective, with you or without you. Simple. NASCAR, no fire, where they get basically very personal, no matter what the circumstance situation play out. Now, when you got two cardinal motherfucking signs in this perspective, things is not gonna really be okay. See, now the sex, physically, the sex will be great because these are two signs that basically strive towards that. And of course, it's pretty much in their liege. It's pretty much in their perspectives on how they would present themselves. Now, when it comes to emotions and shit, this is gonna be the only thing that's missing. This will be the only thing that's missing when it comes to emotions, because that's an active sign, not a passive sign. Feel me? So it can be very difficult when it comes to the feelings and emotions and how each other will feel. Of course, it's gonna be very different because y'all don't really deal with that shit. But even though y'all are the right brain, but y'all have a different perspective. See, water is like more fluid. Water like the flow. See, fire just pretty much, fire will burn the water. See, the feelings and emotions will get burnt. Fire like to just shrink that shit. And water will basically pull out the fire, cool it down a little bit, and the fire don't like that shit. Fire gonna find more ways to get heated right back up into perspective. So it's really not gonna work when you trying to like pretty much calm down a fire, especially a cardinal fire. That shit gonna keep finding ways to burn no matter what. Okay, if the fire ain't work here, it's gonna work somewhere else. But of course, you got two Aries and you got two motherfucking fires coming together. It won't be able to spark perfectly. It won't be able to actually clear it. Y'all will have to give each other space. Y'all will have to protect and respect each other's space in order for y'all to come to an agreement. Cause so if y'all always on top of each other, that shit too hot. Like, what the fuck? Y'all, you gotta back the fuck up, or it's gonna be a fucking problem. Or I might have to rebel against your ass in some way. So yeah, it's all about space when it comes to this relationship. And depending on the spirit that's in the motherfucking body, that's controlling this body, this relationship can work out. But of course, teamwork make the motherfucking dream work. And if y'all can't come to a decision or a decision where y'all can basically work together with a pack to pack, then of course, this shit ain't gonna really take off. And it's gonna be very difficult trying to like pretty much talk to y'all. Even trying to get counseling would even be the worst perspective when it comes to y'all two relationships. Especially if you ain't into motherfucking astrology. Y'all could be two zodiac signs with each other and shit. Y'all don't know why y'all had these problems, because why? Y'all both is fire. Or this can play out into a moon spine perspective. What happens internally? See, both of y'all moon signs can be at wars too. Especially if you don't know what the fuck it is. Especially if you don't know where your motherfucking Venus is at. Things can get all chaotic. So if you don't know how to love, if you don't know where the love is at, and you ain't hitting those spots, since essentially on the both ends, on y'all perspectives, y'all don't know how y'all presenting yourselves, and of course, this shit ain't gonna really like present itself as the way y'all can basically be more compatible. The only thing that's compatible is the element. But when we talking about a compatibility sign, that's a whole different perspective. Of course, if you got two Aries, y'all can really run the world. Y'all can take shit over. Y'all can basically go to a huge perspective. Y'all can like pretty much be role models to other relationships and shit. Like, y'all can like pretty much take a leading initiative role, like big dreams, big architects, big perspectives and shit like that. So never underestimate these two zodiac signs being together. But of course, in order for y'all to basically shine and show yourselves to the world, y'all will have to work on yourselves first before y'all present yourselves to each other. But of course, when it comes to advice, this is good signs to show and express the advice. They're not gonna basically talk. They just gonna get straight into it. I'm gonna show you how I'm express my advice to you. I'm not gonna really talk about it. I'm gonna just basically get into the perspective and I'm gonna present it in your motherfucking face. Simple. They don't really do all the talking. They just like to basically get into action. These are the signs that don't really talk much. And if they do, they'll be basically doing it in a politely way. But of course, if you agnetize them and arouse them, it can last off. Especially when you got these two zodiac signs dating each other. Shit. That's like fucking living in hell and having heaven with you in a second. Because basically, they won't stay mad for very too long, though. That's one thing about them, too. they don't really stay mad for long. Like, they transform quickly. Because you also got the other side of motherfucking Pluto, which is the unseen. So they can be motherfucking disappointed, mad, and fucking angry and might lash at you in 1 second. But of course, in the next second, this is another sign that like a different person. It's like transformation is on a constant page with them. And of course, the way they present themselves is basically ongoing and basically flowing in a different way. So of course, if you got these two, if y'all both Aries, y'all shit can work out. I just gotta know more about yourselves before y'all can basically get into the shoes of trying to learn somebody else, because it's gonna be very motherfucking difficult. Knowing that you ain't gonna really have too much time to really get into practical perspectives, because y'all not really like a practical sign. Like, naturally, y'all just basically just get into shit. Like, practicing, y'all run away from that shit, because y'all figure like, okay, I already know how to do this shit. I'm not gonna fucking do this shit because the world told me to motherfucking do this shit. I'm gonna do this shit my own motherfucking way. Simple. And that's basically like a different perspective when you're talking about two zodiac signs, aka Aries perspective. They're not gonna follow the motherfucking trend. They just basically try to create another trend in their own motherfucking way and present itself. That's basically what you call a trend motherfucking setup. Real shit. That's because that's a cardinal perspective too. So of course everybody different, everybody got their own ways of doing shit. But I'm not gonna motherfucking follow the beat and trend. I'm gonna create and present myself in another motherfucking way. And that's basically how this zodiac sign is gonna present itself, which is a cardinal motherfucking fire. And that's pretty much everything about two zodiac signs when we're talking about two twins dating each other. Now, of course, y'all can be soulmates too. Now, y'all can be soulmates in the good way, or y'all can be soulmates in the bad motherfucking way. But this shit go deep though, because remember, soulmates can be motherfucking soul ties. And when your ass get tied up into some shit in a motherfucking knot, and you don't know how to let that motherfucking knot go, you don't know how to cut ties to that motherfucking knot, then this gonna be a motherfucking problem. Because the motherfucking problem gonna play out to your other motherfucking relationships. Because you're gonna be basically bringing ties. Yeah, ties, water, ocean. The motherfucking ties. Or the motherfucking ties. Y'all gonna be basically bringing this shit into your new relationship. Now, I'm talking about like this shit in general. And of course, this is gonna be a tie that's gonna keep haunting you and keep following you, which is basically gonna keep creating destruction or chaos and motherfucking maldysfunction. And of course, you don't wanna basically want that shit. So yeah. And when it comes to communication with these two zodiac motherfucking signs, communications is like knocking your heads at a motherfucking wall. Sometimes they don't really want to fucking communicate. Sometimes they just want to basically get into perspectives. But of course, they got their time where they want to do things, and they got their time when they don't want to do things. So of course, you might have a certain alignment and shit where you are an Aries, and that other Aries got a lot more air in their chart, but they can be very talkative. And this other sign got a whole lot of fucking fire, which is just basically passion, fire, motivation. Of course, you're gonna have motherfucking water here too, where it's like bipolar disorders. One moment they good, one moment they less. Of course, you got another motherfucking practical perspective where it can be at war with his motherfucking self. You got fire, you got motherfucking earth. So yeah, that's pretty much where practicality, it ain't their forte, it ain't their cup of tea. So of course, it's gonna be a different circumstance situation. Just like that nigga E.T. He was an alien. So when it comes to practicality, alien. When it comes to emotions, aliens. When it comes to a whole lot of talking, aliens. These motherfuckers don't really, for me, any action. That's it. But yeah, this basically motherfucking compatibility.